Did it. Happy Friday, everybody. TGIF. We need a good Star Trek G for TG. Like, thank Geordi, it's Friday. Thank Guinan, it's Friday. Thank Gorn, it's Friday. Oh, thank Gene, it's Friday. Maybe that's a good one for Star
There
Trek.
it is. Beautiful.
Thank Gwen, it's Friday. All right.
Honestly, those were
anyway.
all good, but
Gene.
Jane.
It's time
Jane's
to
the
Star
winner.
Trek and chill. Everybody, you know it's your favorite time of the week, favorite day of the week. We have a very special guest in-house, kind of virtually, I guess. Aaron J. Waltke of Star Trek Prodigy.
Hello, hello.
He writes the
Or you could
stories we
also
love.
thank the great bird of the galaxy. It's Friday.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay.
It's basically Gene. That was the whole joke, was that Gene
Yeah.
Gene Roddenberry's nickname was the great bird of the
That one
galaxy.
has
See,
2 G's.
there's a reason he's a
Oh.
writer.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, that voice you just heard also was Melissa Longo.
Well, hello there. Thanks for being here, Aaron.
Hey, my pleasure.
Melissa's got a Stembolt and Chill shirt that you could get at the Star Trek and Chill online store. Just click the link below in the description box below. Just click that link, buy your very own Stembolt and Chill shirt in your favorite size, color, or style. Guess what? As of a few minutes ago, we have a new sale on at the Star Trek and Chill online store. We're going to do that for Star Trek Las Vegas, or STLV, I should say. It's going to be a great time. Just do the promo code STLV. And you get 30% off so that we can have everybody wearing these cool shirts. STLV, it's a tough one.
There we go. Yeah. Just in case I forget. I need more merch, so I'm taking you up on that. Oh, maybe the envy of the swimming pool.
Meteorologist Katie is here, 4-time Emmy nominee, by the way.
Woo! Yeah.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
That's
only one-time winner, but we're working on that.
Hey, we're tied now. I think I've been nominated 4 times and a one-time winner.
Hey,
Really?
good company
Wow.
then.
Oh, wow.
Good company.
Well, Char, myself, and Melissa combined. Wait, never mind. Charlene
no.
Schmidt is here.
Yeah, 0-time nominee of anything. Oh,
we got to figure out something between the 3 of us. I don't think I'm even close.
I don't think it's all right. You know what? We can stick together.
Yeah.
Ah,
My name's Ryan T.
We're
Huss,
still
by the way,
winners.
everybody.
yeah.
Oh, and I'm wearing a cool shirt, Lambda Quadrant, our good buddies over at Lambda Quadrant. They've got the cool 5th HoloCon that they do on Pride weekend. That's tomorrow, Saturday. I believe it's 1 to 6 Pacific time. Check your local listings by following Lambda Quadrant. That's our pals. All right, so let's just get into it.
Shout out Char's shirt too.
Yes.
The emissary.
Emissary.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, actually, let's see. There we go. I got to stand up. There. Nice. Better look at it.
Where can we find that?
Well, at Walking Art Made by Melissa.
All right.
Or at Star Trek Las Vegas, which is where I bought that last year.
Yes.
And everybody, you know, we are going to talk a lot about Star Trek Prodigy in just a moment. But first, let's say hello to Fran, Joshua, Dave, Mark, the Matt Boardman, who makes really cool graphics.
Yes.
Everybody knows.
Yes.
Joshua on B. Bruce, we see all of you. And thanks for hanging out with us, Chris, Dave, and so on and so forth. All right. So everybody knows why we're really here, besides Prodigy, is to talk about what we're drinking tonight. Aaron, what are you drinking?
Well, I have a couple of options. I have this delicious grapefruit Topo Chico just to stay hydrated, but also for the occasion of the sort of the eve of Star Trek Prodigy season 2 dropping. I got my favorite sipping scotch, which is a Bowmore 15, and I brought out a little Glencairn glass just to have a little sip as we chat.
Well, had I known.
I know.
It's very good. It's hard to find in the States, but you can find it. And I highly, if you like chocolatey, kind of less peaty scotch, I highly recommend a Bowmore 15, specifically that year.
Well,
time
to write another note.
Wow, that sounds good. Oh, by the way, everybody, Katie, what fruit are you trying today?
Raspberries.
All right. So anybody that needs an update, turns out Katie's had like one fruit her entire life. So every week we vote on which fruit she's going to try again or try for the first time. She tried, what was it? Strawberries you did not like.
They were so sour.
Cherries you did like.
They were good.
Pineapple you cut like a turkey leg, but you did like it.
It was awesome.
And today you'll be trying raspberries in a bit.
Yes.
All right. What are you drinking?
So
Lisa? Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just curious about the fruit ongoing fruit situation. I was curious, like, is it because you just never got around to it, or you've had one fruit and you're like, I don't like fruit, and then just avoided fruit? How did this happen that you haven't tried so many fruits?
Well, a disclaimer, because my mother wants everyone to know it's not for lack of trying. She has tried.
Okay.
I don't know. They look squishy, and it's more of a texture-y thing.
Oh,
me.
interesting. Okay, so it's just you saw it and you're like, I don't know about that, and so then it just became a thing. Okay.
I was like, there's
But
a
now
Hershey Kiss right there, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
We
No,
do not blame your mom.
On the
I'm
matter of
mildly
strawberries,
concerned.
on the
It's
matter
got
of
hair.
strawberries, I will say with strawberries in particular, I agree they can be quite tart, but if you caramelize them in the oven, they become so sweet and delicious.
That's an option.
Sun-dried
fruit
strawberries are amazing, actually.
Yeah, if you caramelize it in like a pie or something, every fruit you've had takes on a different flavor. So you could do all of this over again with pie, is what I'm telling you.
So we're ratatouilleing it with pie.
Yes.
I love it.
You can do everything over with pie, though, right?
Yeah, like sun-dried versions of everything too, right? You can do.
Yeah, they also
try that.
because it
Blueberries,
condenses the
raspberries.
sugar.
So we are so like continuing Star Trek and chill into our 80s, and I'll still not be done.
Some of us aren't that
You might not
far.
like grapes, but you might like raisins.
Well, what's blowing my mind is
You might not like
kiwis,
plums.
cherries. Everything tastes like grape to me. I don't know why. I think I'm broken.
Well, I actually Googled that. It's a condition known as... No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Please do
Sorry.
tell.
I was just curious. I wanted
not at all.
to talk about fruit.
The texture thing, that's usually something, Katie, that people say when they don't like tomatoes.
I don't like tomatoes either.
I had a feeling.
But it's red like Ohio State, and I'm from Michigan, so therefore.
Oh, okay.
Natural
so there's
dislike. There's a bloodline association. Yeah.
Did somebody say blood wine? What are you drinking today, Katie?
Oh, well, in case I don't like actual raspberries, I have blue raspberry soda. Because I've lived that lie my entire life that blue raspberries are real. So we're gonna just continue to care that way about. Oh my gosh, how do people open these things? I'm gonna grab it.
Brute force.
Got it.
There you go.
Nice.
That could have ended in disaster, but it worked out.
You aren't seeing my keyboard right now. Oh gosh.
Oh no. Shar, what about you? What are you drinking today?
I've got
AKA
a whole
Roddenberry
pack.
Podcasts.
Yo, yeah. Speaking of which, gotta pimp that because our first episode coverage of Prodigy season 2 dropping on Tuesday. We're recording it tomorrow.
What time?
What time? Well, it's not live or anything, so it doesn't really matter what time we're recording it.
No, what time is it dropping?
That I want to say noon on Tuesday, but don't quote me on that because I'm not in charge of that part.
Got it. The talent.
Yeah, that's up to our producer Earl, who works his magic.
That's Mission Log Prodigy for people who are tuning in.
That's right. And
yes.
we've had the wonderful Aaron Waltke on there a couple of times and hope to again in the future.
It's a very good podcast.
Season 3.
You should say Mission Log, the most trusted name in podcasts.
Did you know, you probably do know, but did you know that the unofficial Memory Alpha has started adding Mission Log podcasts to every Star Trek entry that covers said.
Whoa, that's
just
a
happened.
That's awesome.
It's kind of recent and it's been a process, and we've not made an official announcement, but it's a thing. If you go on Memory Alpha,
Well,
you'll stumble onto these things.
Eagle-eyed Aaron noticed it.
Of course you did.
You know,
You notice everything. You're good like that.
Star Trek and Chill has been added to Rotten.com, so that's also kind of cool. If you remember
Hey,
Rotten.com.
cool. Good. That's probably where we should be, huh?
So, you know, there's that too.
No, I'm sorry.
Did we get what you're drinking?
No.
I got lost. Okay.
No, okay. So I've got a variety pack going. I've got some grapefruit drink as well. So I'm in good company with Aaron there. And I've got some, when I want to do some spirits, I've got my vodka and diet squirt. You know it.
Yeah.
And I got a little something new to try. This is something I spotted at Sprouts the other week, and it's like a probiotic kind of soda thing. Like that seems to be a trend. And I was attracted to the whole idea that this is strawberry and rhubarb, which is one of my favorite things in pie. It's delicious. And rhubarb in California just isn't the same as when I lived in Fargo, where it grows like a weed and it's so delicious and good. I haven't had good rhubarb in a while. I'm curious to know if this might suit a craving. So let's find out.
Ooh. Get that ASMR.
That shit's weak. You know what? I'm sorry to whoever made this. They're not going to sponsor us now. Culture Pop Soda.
Oh, no.
I'm not feeling it. It's like LaCroix but watered down.
Oh, come on.
Oh, really?
I'm not joking.
That's possible?
It's
Yeah,
weak.
because rhubarb pie is usually also supplemented with like loads of sugar too. So if it's not
Yes.
sugary, it doesn't taste like rhubarb pie.
It's not sweet. It's basically just like carbonated water with a twinge of. You can get the strawberry note, but the rhubarb really takes its time coming through. I can't say I'm a fan, guys. What a disappointment.
Break out the scotch.
Yep.
Well, I've got the vodka. We're gonna go with
That's why we
that.
have backups.
Okay.
Watered down LaCroix, man. I still remember when people were describing flavors of LaCroix and they said like one flavor is like was shipped in a crate next to some limes, which was kind of nice. So, I'm just
Maybe that's what
imagining
happened
that
with
when
this
you're saying it's
stuff.
like watered down LaCroix. That's pretty bad. But I do love
Just got
LaCroix.
shipped with some strawberries in the produce.
What about you, Melissa Longo? What are you drinking today? Probably something creative.
I decided to try something new since Jenny isn't here today, and she's always got those fun non-alcoholic spritzer type things, but this isn't like a spritzer, but it's organic elderflower and rose lemonade in this wonderful bottle, but I'm going to pour it in Star Trek Day glass because it's a celebration. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Star Trek Day glass, and I hope it tastes good. But I really liked the color, and yeah, that's what sold me. Was the color.
Very good. You can drink rose?
Oh my
Nyland?
gosh. That's amazing.
Oh.
This should sponsor us.
Yeah.
This is
We only want the good
delicious.
drinks to sponsor us.
Now,
Yeah.
wait, what store did you find that in? Was it Trader Jose's?
It was Whole Foods. I went fancy
Oh.
today.
Wow, because we just had a Trader Joe's open in Lansing today, and the
Wow.
line wrapped around the block. So I'm psyched to catch up with all the drinks that you've been able to get.
Yes.
Nice.
Trader Jose's is the best.
You know what my brother calls Whole Foods? He calls it whole paycheck. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Heard
see where
that.
he's going with that. But I can't imagine anybody drinking rose. That sounds kind of weird to me. But today I'm drinking a guava rose beverage, if you can believe that, everybody. That's magic.
How could you drink
think-
rose anything?
Wow.
Like Rose Nyland, right, of the Golden Girls. But, you know, since I'm non-committal and it's Friday, I was also like, why don't I just have a nice, you know, lime cucumber Gatorade that matches my green screen?
That's a good one,
or
though.
a LaCroix mojito. Like whatever I
Nice.
reach for is what I'm going to drink today. Who knows?
But
We
they're
all went for the
all
fun pack today.
Refreshing. And
Yes. And what goes better
hydrating.
with refreshing beverages than black licorice goodies from France? So I think that'll work. very well together to like freshen my
Aaron,
breath
are you
and then
a
ruin it.
fan of licorice or no?
I may disappoint viewers, but I detest the flavor of licorice. I just could never get into it, alas. I really wanted to. I've tried, believe me, but it just I can't do it. And
All of a sudden,
same
Ryan,
reason. I remember in college they were like, "Oh yeah, you should try Jägermeister." I was like, "What's it taste like?" It's like, "It tastes like licorice," and I'm like, "That's not a selling point."
Yeah. More for us.
all of a sudden, Ryan kicks you from the screen.
Look, I do not begrudge anybody who loves licorice. Everybody can love whatever they want. Infinite diversity, infinite combinations, all that.
Right.
But just not my thing, alas.
Yeah.
I think of this
This-
group, only Melissa and I like black licorice,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
okay.
I don't like licorice of any stripe. I don't even like Twizzlers. I'm not a fan.
Ooh.
Wow.
I think I must have
Oh,
inherited some
interesting.
gene that just doesn't click on when I eat them.
Roddenberry? No, I'm just
Dang,
kidding.
that's okay.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Star Trek Prodigy, shall we, everybody? And while we're doing that, everybody let us know in the comments in the live chat. Let us know, what are you drinking right now? Oh, Puka's already ahead of us saying San Pellegrino Blood Orange.
Ooh.
Yes,
That
please.
sounds yummy.
That is a
Anything
good
with
one.
blood orange sounds fancy.
Mhm.
It's delicious.
It's good.
All right.
I'll have to try one.
Yes,
And Bob
you
D
will.
says rose is a way underrated flavor.
It's delicious.
We'll see.
It's really good. There's I think in Persian ice cream specifically, they use a lot of like rose water and lavender flavors with
Ooh.
vanilla, and it pairs really well, surprisingly so.
Mhm.
Lavender and
sounds
vanilla, I could
delicious.
definitely see.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've recently discovered lavender in matcha. I'm a little bit addicted to
Ooh.
matcha tea, and I've added a little bit of lavender in it, and it's amazing.
Awesome.
Love it.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, everybody knows Star Trek fans, we're kind of fiends. We're never happy. We just want more of everything, which is why this first article to get us started here is, well, it kind of just demonstrates that, I think. Star Trek Prodigy Season 2 is about to premiere finally on Netflix. Every single episode of Season 2, that's 20 episodes. We cannot wait, and we'll only have to wait 3 more days. However, Star Trek producers give hopeful update for Prodigy Season 3 on Netflix. We're already talking about Season 3.
Let's go.
This is Star Trek fans in a nutshell. Now, I think it was the Hageman brothers. So we'll
Yes.
get more into that in a moment. Aaron, you're an integral part of writing Star Trek Prodigy Season 1, Season 2, hopefully the next few seasons as well. You got to look back a few years, I think, for writing Season 2. It's been a while because it takes a while to produce these. But do you remember getting back into the room to start writing Season 2 and the excitement you had and everybody throwing a million ideas? Can you take us back there?
Oh, what an interesting question. I don't know if I've heard that specific like day one excitement question before. That's why you're the best.
No.
I think yeah, I do remember. It was, it felt like putting on like your favorite sweater or something, because at that point we had done all the hard work of establishing the characters and setting up the world and even winding up the clock of a lot of those narrative threads that would continue into Season 2. So naturally, after we finished Season 1, there were a lot of sort of dangling unanswered questions that all of us as writers were sort of percolating on and coming up with answers. So as soon as we sat down, we immediately dived headlong into like, all right, here's all the stuff we have to resolve, and here's all the stuff that would be fun to see. So it was very exciting and very fun to be back in that world again. But then I remember very quickly, the Hagemans, especially, it dawned on them that like, oh no, we have to answer all this time travel stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no, the
Which-
consequences of our actions.
Oh no.
Aaron laughed maniacally at that. Did you notice that?
Yes.
But I was like, fear not. I've watched almost every Star Trek episode that involves time travel. I've watched almost every movie or TV show that involves time travel. I've read the science around time travel. I've read the science fiction around time travel. So that did not intimidate me. You know, if anything, whenever I see like a problem I can really chew on, I was like, ooh, you know, like the inner John F. Kennedy kicks in. It was like, we do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Love it. Well, if you need help, you've got Dr. Aaron.
Yes, exactly. Right. And, you know, I some of my proudest moments have been me, like, you know, refreshing myself on my I will admit, like, sort of threadbare understanding of quantum mechanics and a layperson's understanding of quantum mechanics, I'll say. And then presenting like how that could like translate to sort of a classic Star Trek science fiction kind of metaphor or something. And, you know, Dr. Aaron, for the most part, was like, yeah, you actually kind of got it right. Like, you don't understand the math at all, but the greater concepts are there.
Nice.
So, yeah, and I pride myself on that, because one of Dr. Aaron's pet peeves, if you ever have her on this show, she'll tell you, is people using the word quantum incorrectly.
Quantum leap?
Because
what?
Right, because I think because there's a very narrow physics definition. And then there's a much broader definition that is kind of entered the popular zeitgeist. And she likes to think of it in the particular science definition of that doesn't always line up with the other definition. And so she was very wary about when and how we used like the word quantum. And I'm like, but Star Trek uses the word quantum all over the place. They have quantum torpedoes.
Yeah. Can we please explain that one? I've never understood that.
I think the idea is that it literally disentangles it at a subatomic particle level. Like it's like a large hadron collider that rips apart space-time in the vicinity of where the quantum torpedo goes off. That's at least my understanding of it. Sorry, did you want an actual answer? I'm full of these weird.
No, that's
Star
really
Trek
good.
lore.
That's way better than anything I got.
Yes.
Okay.
That's scary.
I do appreciate, though, as a scientist, that you're willing to go and like learn at least peripherally the parts of the science that is needed. Like,
yeah.
Thank you.
I always got an A+ in physics, but I didn't do very well in math. It was, you know, I understood the concepts behind it, but the actual mathematics of it, it was like pulling teeth for me. But I'm fine with that. Like, I think the physics element is enough for me, and I love pop science books that kind of lay it out in a way that I can kind of wrap my brain around, even if it's really weird.
You guys should have Prodigy textbooks. Make learning fun.
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
With like Gwen is doing like physical education, for example. Murph is doing communication, right? Because he's great at communicating, you know.
Zero.
I think he'd be doing the
biology.
Rock Talk doing science. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, that's fun.
Well, I don't think this is a spoiler, since we know that they are in training at Starfleet, but we do show some textbooks in both the classic sort of pad form and actual physical books, which have also been seen regularly on Star Trek for some reason.
Oh, cool.
Are those textbooks like
They will
wrapped
not
in
die.
like that cardboard paper to preserve them?
Oh my gosh.
That's advanced learning academics.
But we need those cardboard papers to put on textbooks. Or do we have textbooks nowadays? Back in my day, when we read textbooks,
we had to carry 50 pounds on our back both ways to class.
Oh my God. I was the skinniest I have ever been in my entire life, in high school and college, when I had, because I went to Indiana University, Bloomington, which of course is the birthplace and alma mater of Captain Janeway herself.
Amazing.
But it's a gigantic campus. It's the size of the city. And the only way, sometimes I would have classes that were on polar opposite sides. And the only way that I could get to them between that little 5 to 10 minute interval was I had to keep all of my books for the entire day on my back and bicycle like a madman. But it was like 50, it was like 50 pounds of books, 50 pounds of books on my back the whole time. And I got pretty svelte.
But at least there were enough light posts that you could read your textbooks at night when walking to and from class. That's the important thing.
Absolutely.
I was reading on StarTrek.com an article that introduces all of the characters on the protostar. And just as a refresher, but it got me wondering, did you have a favorite character to write for? And did that change from season 1 and season 2?
I get this question a lot, actually, for any show I worked on. And I always struggle with it because, you know, I have found that to really write a character authentically, you tend to have to write it with a piece of yourself in mind. Like, so in a way, like all this might sound highfalutin, but like all of the characters kind of in my brain represent an aspect of my personality in some way, whether it's like my own sort of open curiosity like Rock, or that sort of naive sort of hopefulness that Zero sometimes represents, or, you know, that sort of ambition that Dal has, or the insecurity but the desire to do right of Gwyn. You know, I have all of that inside me in different aspects, so like it's hard for me to pick favorites. I mean, I guess the one who has the best one-liners, in my opinion, is probably Zero, just because they have a very interesting perspective as sort of a non-corporeal being that, you know, I think one of my favorite lines of the first season is when they're about to fall into an exploding star and Zero says, "Oh, what a novel and interesting way to meet our doom."
Yes.
That's not
I
bad.
love that too.
Yeah.
I love that that's included like in a kid show, because so many kid shows try to like dumb down the language and things, and it's like y'all are throwing in cool concepts and science and like humor that kids like. Do you find that it's difficult to sometimes translate like adult Star Trek to kids Star Trek?
I mean, it's certainly a slightly different beast. You know, in terms of like dumbing down, that I guess some animation writers might be tempted to do. I've never really, that's never occurred to me. Like if I'm writing a character as dumb, it's because I want them to do something funny, not because I think kids can't handle it. So, yeah, in terms of the biggest challenges for writing Star Trek Prodigy versus, say, if I was writing on TNG or Strange New Worlds or something, is the runtime is cut right in half. So,
Yeah.
you know, I know just intrinsically, just by pure osmosis, having absorbed, you know, so many Star Trek episodes, that I know exactly the cadence and how to write like a TNG episode. Like I know the structure of it inside and out. But like if you go back and watch TNG, they would have like easily they would have like 2 or 3 ready room scenes and them like hanging out at lunch, you know, talking about the problem and different evolutions of the problem. And we don't get that luxury. If we're lucky, we earn like one of those scenes. So a lot of it has to be like, we're figuring this out on the fly.
Awesome.
It's so good though, because you condense so much into 20 something minutes. It never feels like you're, I don't know, it's such a strange balance that you guys strike, because it never feels rushed, even though there's so much that goes on, and you certainly have not a second for filler. That's for sure. You can't even take a moment and just take a breath. Like that just can't happen on Prodigy. It's got to be so precise, and yet you do it every single episode.
Yeah, while staying true to character. Sorry to interrupt, but you stay true to characters, to learning about these characters and relationship building. And it's wonderful. It's so wonderful. And I love absorbing and watching this show because of that reason, because it's easier to invest in these stories because we are invested in the characters and their relationships. And so none of it feels like filler. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like we're missing out on anything either.
No.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I hear from from folks who watch the show more than anything is like they'll finish an episode and they immediately want to watch the next one because they're you know like they get so engrossed in it, then suddenly they're like, wait, it's over, I want more. And to me, that's the highest compliment that I can get, because especially in the age of streaming, if you can encourage somebody to watch the next episode and the next episode, that's how you get more show. Is because that's what they're tracking, is like, are they watching it to completion? And quite frankly, like our viewing habits as a society have changed since the 90s. It's with everything on demand, you're not just competing against whatever's on the TV at the time. Now you're competing against every piece of media that has ever been made across human civilization. Yep. And so if you can keep their attention wrapped enough that they feel like they've consumed it, and then they'll be eager to come back the next day and consume and work that into their routine, I think that's how you capture people's imaginations today in this very noisy world that we inhabit.
So question for you then, since season 2 is dropping in its entirety on July 1st, are you excited for people to binge it and experience it that way? Or would you rather that they had spread it out week after week so that people are just dying for more?
It's interesting with this season in particular. We do have like a lot of two-parters, and we do treat the season a lot more holistically, where we are telling a story that, while it does have like individual episodes with self-contained stories, the arc that's propelling them forward is very present and very, immediate in such a way that it would be, I think it is better experienced, in my opinion, to watch it in larger sort of arcs, so you can get a sense of where each little bit is going together. And that's how we structured season 1 too, to a certain degree. Every 5 episodes was its own sort of like little narrative movement. And then building to a mid-season finale, and then like a midpoint, and then the season finale. So I think, and this is just my personal experience, having binged the season myself, I think it actually makes for a better experience to be able to just see where it's going, because this story is bigger and more epic and grander in scope. I think you would. The sensation I was describing of watching one episode and then like, but I want more, is magnified tenfold, because there's so many moving pieces going on that you're like, I just want to see how this story resolves. So I'm actually excited that it's available to everybody to be able to watch at their own pace, because I think that's the best opportunity that we could have had.
It's going to be really interesting because I think that's the number one thing we're all thinking is, what's up with the week to week versus all at the same time. But what is exciting to me, at least, is that this is going to be the first time that's ever happened with a Star Trek series. This has never happened in 58 years. Yeah. And we're about to find out, exactly how that affects us. It's going to be strange. It's going to affect us in a way that we weren't expecting, because it's not like Star Trek fans like waited for an entire season to go out one episode at a time and then binge watch the whole thing after it finally got to its completion. We consume it immediately. So that's probably what everybody's going to be doing with Prodigy. And that first week, starting in a couple days, Aaron, I'm sure Twitter is going to be lit. It's going to be hashtag Star Trek Prodigy for like a week of all this. There's going to be spoilers. There's going to be battles. There are going to be memes. Aaron's going to be responding to everybody's. It's going to be unbelievable.
Good luck keeping up, everybody.
So rest up.
It's not going to be a productive week for me, that's for sure.
I love that your phone battery is just gonna die.
Yeah. I actually replaced my phone that had a dying battery, anticipating.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty smart.
Because I was like, between this and I'm going to Comic-Con and I'm going to be at Star Trek Las Vegas. I'm like, I need to be able to respond to people.
Yay! So glad you'll be at Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah. So exciting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Am I? I don't know.
I think so. You're gonna be in Las Vegas in what, 32 days? What are you doing there?
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on a few panels actually, and I'm gonna be there hanging out, I had such a great time last year. That was my first time to Star Trek Las Vegas.
Wow.
And it was such a grand old time that I was like, you know what? I'd love to come back. And it's my birthday week. So I was like, it's my treat to myself to come hang
Birthday
out.
drink on me.
Oh,
That's
thank
how
you.
they get you.
Yeah.
Just
You
make
try
sure
it
they
one
have.
time, and then that's it. You're addicted. What's
Well,
your
you know what?
birthday
You know
again?
what I like. So
There
That's
you go.
right.
I'll see what I
was
can
gonna say,
do.
depending how certain
August.
ships work out, I have some gold pressed latinum that has your name on it. I'm just
Oh
saying. So.
my gosh.
Ooh.
You have no idea how much I am coveting that right now.
Was it
Um,
August 6th?
August 8th.
8th. Got
okay.
it. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
weird. It's one of those days in history that it's like the only thing of note that happened was I think that like America decided they were going to drop the second atomic bomb. Like they didn't do it on
Oh,
that
yay.
day.
Ah,
But they were
Wait.
like, you know what?
Birthday.
commemoration.
I can find what hurricane made landfall on August 8th. I will find you a
Oh.
destructive event just for
I'm
you.
I'm actually very curious about that because I've always been kind of bummed about the Nagasaki thing.
Let's see.
Any kind of destructive event, man-made, nature-made, whatever. We'll take them all. By the way,
Yeah, we gotta
Srock
find
Lofton's
something for you,
birthday.
man.
Srock Lofton's birthday is the one right before the day right before yours, Aaron. I don't know if you remember that.
Hey.
That's
August
right.
7th.
Yes,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
We celebrate a lot of birthdays in Vegas. So this is really
This is
exciting. I don't know
true.
if you could tell us a couple of the talks or panels that you'll be doing.
I mean, I'd have to look them up. I think
No worries,
one,
and
I think
Mhm.
one of them is, from what I remember, like specifically relating to Star Trek animation. So that's an obvious one. And then I think another one is more just a sort of Star Trek creatives panel of like, the people behind the scenes. And so there are a lot of, I think they're moderated by Mark Altman of is it the Treksperts podcast? And he's assembled a lot of behind the scenes folks to be there this year, which I'm very excited about. I love the actors too, but I love hearing the stories of how
Mhm.
ideas came to be. So I'm excited to
Yeah.
both participate and just be a fan listening to other people talk about their
Yeah.
craft.
if people see you and recognize you at the convention, what should they do? High five, hug, this,
last year it was live logs and proper. Everybody was
Yeah.
doing that to me. And I had to keep apologizing to people for somehow making the Vulcan salute harder to do.
Oh my
Love
gosh.
that.
The
Mhm.
Enterprisians are some of my favorite aliens. I love them.
The best. And there were some at Star Trek Las Vegas, which was amazing.
Yeah.
That was my dream come true. Because
Yeah.
when we were writing that episode, I was like, if we play our cards right, this could be like a cosplay thing. And
So
And it
glad
could
you
be
were
like a
thinking
great-
that way.
a great
Yes.
group costume. And then sure enough, I think there was I think it was like in the double digits, like 10 or 12 people all at some point or another were dressed as Enterprisians and came
Yeah.
together for group photos. And I was so overwhelmed with joy. I was so excited that I was if I contribute one thing to this franchise that I love, at least it's something as crazy as that.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to that. We have a lot of
Mhm.
fun every year in Vegas. A couple of us just went for the first time recently, like yourself. But once you try it once, nobody
Yeah.
nobody
It's hard not to go
stops.
back.
Yeah.
It's like potato chips.
Well, and it's
Yep.
also like a giant family reunion
Yeah.
where a lot of the people that you want to see, they're all going to be there. And that is the perfect incentive to always keep coming back whenever you can. Is it cheap? Not necessarily. Is it a lot of travel? It is for a lot of people, but is it worth it? Abso-fraggin-lutely.
Watch your mouth.
Aaron, you
Well-
have one of the greatest weather events in history for your birthday.
Wait, what?
Lucky.
Whoa, what?
Ooh.
I just found out about it too. On August 8th, 1874, swarms of Rocky Mountain locusts invaded Denver, Colorado. Millions were seen cruising through the air. The insects were picked up by a thunderstorm gust front and were carried into the city. The grasshoppers ravaged crops across the surrounding counties for months. Congratulations.
All right.
Wow.
So that was a portent of things to come. I.e. me.
Do you guys remember Melissa, you'll remember in like 2018-ish, there was like the infestation of
Oh,
locusts, right?
yeah.
Of
In
grasshoppers
Vegas.
at STLV. And
Yeah.
so outside, right outside of the Rio, it was just like you went out there and you were just covered in grasshoppers. But then they would also get in through
Cars.
the door because the
Yeah.
door like spins around. So you're walking through the casino and they're just bouncing around all over. It was
Yeah.
just the
Oh my
year of the
God.
grasshopper. It was amazing.
Oh,
It was amazing. Not stepping
Wow.
on them. That's not amazing because
Oh.
No.
I'm pro grasshopper, but
Okay, you know what? I didn't go that year, and now I'm glad. Missed that one.
but
I think
yeah.
it was 2018.
Something,
Anyway.
yeah. Aaron was
Are there
still
any-
around, so yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron, my late husband, Aaron. Yeah.
As we refer to it as the good old days. But you know what? We got way more questions for you, Aaron, but we can't let fruit go to waste.
No, we can't.
No.
Very good raspberries sitting there. Katie is not off the hook. It's
All
time
right.
for Katie to try some raspberries.
Yay. I don't know how to judge which one would be the best. I mean,
Should
this
we
one-
should we like prime her of what it's going to taste like, or have it be complete blank slate?
Surprise.
Or
Okay,
Complete
surprise. All right.
No seeds, no pits, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
I'm
good.
concerned because it has hair.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Good.
It's okay. Just put it in your mouth.
Alright.
Yeah.
Trust us.
Char.
What? I didn't say anything naughty this time.
That expression.
Why is it hard?
Why does it hurt?
Oh,
It's hard. Why is
It's
it
hard?
hard?
There are
not
little
supposed-
seeds. There are little seeds in raspberries, actually.
Oh,
Ryan,
yeah.
you lied to me.
Try another one. Well, they're tiny. No,
but they're
try
teeny
another one.
tiny.
you should be able to chew them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or not.
Yeah.
Just to swallow.
Don't like?
Here's
Sour?
the key. What do you think of the
It's-
flavor?
Good.
Maybe you ought to do a lemon next week.
So here's what I will say about raspberries in particular is I think they're best paired with something very sweet. So you get that tart with the sweetness. Or
Yes.
raspberries are one of the fruits that when you caramelize them, when you heat them up to temperature, they turn very sweet and sugary.
I'll
So
grab my blowtorch.
How do you
Yeah,
not like
look-
raspberries or strawberries? Alien.
You know, everybody's
know.
taste buds are different.
It's
I will
so
say-
strange though.
I will say there is a pretty broad spectrum when it comes to strawberries, especially. Like I was
Yeah.
always kind of lukewarm on strawberries until I tried Oxnard strawberries from like
Oh.
just north of Los Angeles. And those are
Oh.
like candy because I think the
Ooh.
soil is so perfect for them to grow and become extra sugary. They're delicious.
Better than
Yeah.
it sounds. Yeah.
And some
Making a
fruit
note to try that.
do taste different if you get them from a farm versus getting them
Oh, yeah.
from a store.
It's
I would-
true. Makes a
I would
difference.
wager that the raspberries from a farm you would be like, okay, because I remember raspberry picking and that's fun. You should go raspberry
Yeah.
picking and strawberry picking because yum.
That might make a
Yes.
difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a raspberry bush when I lived in Fargo, and those raspberries were the best darn raspberries
Amazing.
I ever had.
Oh my God.
So what
These are
we're trying to say
awful.
is, Katie, all of the things that you don't like, you should go spend a day picking them to eat them.
Right. Which I'm sure you'd love spending your time with that.
And it's
So
fun.
scale
There
of
aren't
1 to 10.
storms.
Scale of
Oh,
1 to 10. What do you think? 9, 8? Where are
it
you?
was crunchy in all the worst ways. I'm going with a 2.
Oh, wow. Not a
Even
fan. Okay,
strawberries.
fair.
You gave
It's making the
strawberries
vein
a
on the
2
side
as
of my
well,
neck
too.
pop. It's a 2.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
But you know what? You tried it. And
Yeah.
bravo.
Mhm.
You guys
You
can
did
do
it.
this too.
You know
It has
what?
an aftertaste. Why does it have an aftertaste?
Doesn't everything?
Oh, I don't know. But
It is there is definitely like an acidic tartness that lingers a little bit.
Yeah, and it's possible
yeah.
you might have gotten raspberries past their prime where they're really sour and just not good.
Mhm.
that was horrendous.
It's
Kinda like
entirely
people.
possible.
I mean,
I'm more
wait
of
a
a
second.
blackberry person myself.
Oh my
Blackberries are
gosh.
delicious.
Yes, they are.
There we
The
go.
best
I
berry.
got an evil batch of berries. There we go.
Ah,
Those look a little gnarly.
It's a
Yeah,
little,
maybe you
they're
didn't
little
get good
finger
ones.
puppets.
Feed them to
Yeah.
a bunny. Hey, okay, so
Yeah, I
what should
should find
Katie
bunny.
try next? We're always going to try to get avocado and mango in there. We need two other options.
Sure, okay.
How about fig?
Blackberry.
Oh,
Oh,
blackberry.
fig? Hmm.
I will say blueberries are in season in Michigan, and my mom just bought a 10-pound box of them. So,
Oh, shoot,
cranberry
maybe
has
that
to be
ought to
on
be
there,
it.
too.
Right
I don't know if
there.
they'll still be good in a week.
This is
like
true.
more.
10
Apparently I
pounds?
need to
That's
go
a
pick
lot of
some.
blueberries.
I
It is a
know,
lot of
it was
blueberries.
a lot.
What's she gonna do with all those?
How
Make
about
jam?
how about passion fruit? Passion fruit's pretty tasty.
Oh my gosh, that's so
I think
good.
Aaron, being the guest, should
Yep.
decide.
Yeah.
I'm removing avocado and putting passion fruit.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, so here are our options. What should Katie try next? Passion fruit, mango, blackberry, or blueberry? Blueberries.
Whatever doesn't have
Makes me
seeds
feel
like
fine.
these things.
All fruits have seeds in them.
Yeah.
That's the
A
rule.
little bit, yeah.
Oh, stupid reproduction.
Yeah.
Right?
Aren't cashews technically fruit? I think they are.
Legumes. I think
Are
they're
they?
legumes, like peanuts.
I thought they were like their own particular, because they're not, they don't grow underground on the roots like peanuts do.
Yeah.
They come out of the actual buds of the tree.
Mhm.
All right, live chat, let us know. And don't let me catch you Googling it. You have to know it.
Yeah, but I thought they were a part of a fruit.
Maybe
I think they are.
Let's find out.
And I know that because my dad is really allergic to a lot of nuts, but he can have cashews because they're a different. They're from South America, and they're just like
You're
a
right.
different thing that happens to result in a nut-like thing.
What? Cashew apple is native to South America and is the source of the cashew nut and the cashew apple, an accessory fruit. Yum. Oh, that's right. Look at these guys growing right here. They look like witches' fingers coming out or something.
Yeah, they do.
Ripe fruit and attached drupe, which contains the edible seed. That's why they're so expensive. You get one cashew for each fruit.
Yeah.
Rip-off.
That's a lot.
But they're so
I wanna
good.
try
I've been
that.
doing a lot with
cashew.
cashews.
I want to try the cashew apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be good. Otherwise, people would be eating those things all the time.
Possibly, yeah.
I do love cashews, though.
Yeah.
I think we've had that poll before. Best nuts. I can't remember what's won, but cashews do well because we still call them nuts, right?
Yes.
Pistachios do pretty well. I don't remember.
You know,
which
it's like an
ones won.
underdog of the nut world that people often overlook is the Brazil nut. I quite like Brazil nuts.
Ah,
Yeah.
They're an
sure.
acquired taste. I didn't like them when I was a kid, but now I do. Now I'm like, this is a meal.
Yeah. It is a meal. Delicious.
All right. Well, while they're voting on that, Aaron, so back into the writer's room, season 2. Couldn't help but notice there are a couple new names in there. Can you tell us the new names of your new writers and kind of what they bring to the table for season 2? Because, you know, sometimes you bring someone in, oh, this is our comedy guy, or this is Aaron Waltke's the encyclopedia. You know, what do we got?
Yeah, I have to think for a second of who is new versus who carried over from season 1. So a few new names. One is Jen Murrow, who came on as a co-producer and writer. She is one of the biggest TNG fans you will ever meet.
Nice.
Also very good friends with Todd Stashwick, and you know, so she was primed. I think she had written just about every like sort of nerd franchise except for Star Trek, even though it was like one of her favorites. Like if you go to her house, she has like a Horgon like on the on the shelf.
Careful with that thing.
Yeah. But she was really great in terms of just, you know, having another like super duper hardcore Star Trek fan in the room who also was a very talented writer. She's written on, she's written for Star Wars. She's writing on the new Stranger Things show.
Fun.
She's also I believe she was on Critical Role, their show, Ex Machina, or I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, wow.
And so she knows her nerd lore in and out.
Nice.
And then we also had Keith Sweet the second, who he was on season 1, but he was in production, but he really loved writing and had previously worked for Bad Robot, J.J. Abrams' company, and he gave us a sample between seasons, and we were all blown away by it. So we decided to give him a try, and he wrote some really terrific episodes.
Wow, what a story. That's great.
So cool.
That's cool.
That's totally a Star Trek story too. From like back in the day when people would pitch stuff.
Right?
Totally.
Spec scripts.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, I almost talked about the episodes he wrote, but those aren't out yet, so I can't. And then also we had our Erin McNamara, who I believe has been on this show. She was a writer's assistant on the first season, and she wrote Supernova Part 1, which is an excellent episode of Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
And so she got promoted to a staff writer position this season.
Nice.
And she also wrote some really terrific episodes this season that you'll see. And she tends to really go for stuff that pulls at the heartstrings, but also has sort of a propulsiveness and action-oriented excitement to
That's
it.
amazing. Oh, actually, we have somebody in the live chat. Ensign Harry Kim says, "What's a promotion?" Anyway,
Garrett, is that you?
Oh, you mean Fleet Admiral Kim? Oh wait, no.
Oh wait,
what the? Wow, that's great.
And then we also had a new writer, because Erin McNamara got promoted. We had a new writer's assistant, Alex Hansen, who again was on season 1, but she was on the production side, but between seasons she expressed interest in writing, and so we decided to give her a shot as a writer's assistant, and we tossed her a couple scripts, the same as we did with Erin McNamara, and she did phenomenally. And
Awesome.
I co-wrote one of my personal favorites of this next season is one that I co-wrote with her, and I really love it just because I like nautical things, and I'll leave it at that.
Ooh.
And
okay.
And I'm listening.
You'll see what I mean in 3 days. And yeah, those were kind of our new faces on the writing staff, in addition to some returning faces like Leander Pendleton Thompson and myself and Erin McNamara. So it was a really great exciting room. It was a little bit odd because we wrote it. You mentioned earlier that we wrote it. We started writing on it several years ago. I believe we started writing in maybe 2021, something like that. So it's still very much in the pandemic. And so we wrote the whole season over Zoom, which was a little wild. And
that's tough.
Yeah. And I like, it's very strange to think back of like, oh, there was a period of time that like we were writing this show and like the vaccine hadn't been developed yet. And so we were just like, well, hope the world doesn't fall apart. Let's just keep writing our little sci-fi stories.
The last thing of humanity is Star Trek Prodigy. I think we'd be okay
right.
with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, it worked out great. And curiously, I think because everybody was so kind of engaged and on a Zoom call like this, we were quite efficient, and everybody was on the same page. I did, just on a personal level, miss like hanging out with people in a physical space and going out to lunch with them and stuff. But, as you pointed out, I think when it happened after the room wrapped and the vaccine came out and everybody was vaccinated and stuff, we were able to have a celebratory pizza party once.
There it is. That's the writer's room we know and love.
So, and that was to celebrate the Trek Prodigy Room Twitter account hitting 10,000 writers. Or sorry, no, 10,000 writers, 10,000 followers.
Also
Yeah.
writers.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
what a
was
good
fun
time.
reaching that milestone. Like, okay, guys, you got to do it now. Go do it. Go do the pizza
Yeah.
party.
There's nothing I love more than blackmailing the Hagemans into
Okay, out of the two Hagemans, which one is the one that's like, yeah, let's do it? And which one's the one that's like, fine, another pizza party?
Well, I think it depends because they're brothers, right? So they're kind of like yin and yang of the same kind of coin. I think Kevin, when it comes to like ideas, tends to be very excitable about just exploring, even if it kind of blows up something we're talking about. Whereas Dan's like, that's going to screw up something 3 episodes from now. And usually he's right, and we have to meet in the middle. But sometimes when it comes to like going out and just doing something crazy, Dan is the one who's like, man, let's do it. Let's get nuts. You want to get nuts?
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Kind of a switch in personality there.
Well, I think
From
because
work
Kevin is the older brother and has like a family and stuff. So like, like they both have families, but he's like ready to go to sleep at 9 p.m. if he can.
Okay, we know
That
him
makes a
then.
lot of sense
Relatable.
these days, even though I'm not a parent.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if anybody in the live chat has any questions for Aaron Waltke. Wardogheim out in Montana says, what happens in episode 4?
In
No, he
episode
doesn't
4
say
of
that.
the second season.
Yeah.
I wonder, is there something non-spoilery I could say that could be like a teaser? Let me think about that for a second.
Do you have all 20 episodes memorized like that to where you know exactly which episode is which?
Yeah, I have to. I'm the like,
but I mean, like,
yeah.
If somebody said episode 11, you know exactly which one that is and what happens. Wow.
Oh, I do.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Wow.
Part of that is just my role because I was promoted to be the co-head writer and co-EP. So I, in animation parlance, it's known as a story editor, where you are the lore keeper and you have to know that stuff. And part of that is I happen to have like a partially eidetic memory. So when it comes to certain topics, I just have like a photographic snapshot memory and being able to. Sometimes it drives people a little crazy because they'll be like, well, actually. But it's helpful, with a show that's as narratively rich and complex as ours is, especially in the second season, as we kind of delve into the greater Star Trek universe in very sort of intimate ways, on top of our personal character story arcs and their personal lore and their growth that has now come across 20, 30, 40 episodes. Somebody has to hold all of that in their heads and be able to track exactly where we are in that particular scenario. And it's a particular talent I guess I have. So but as far as episode 4 goes, let's just say there's going to be a familiar face and one that you're not expecting. I'll say that.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yay.
Not the same thing then. A familiar face and not one you're not expecting, or the same?
The same. The person that
Okay.
that shows up is somebody that you'll be surprised will show up.
Ooh, can't
Live chat,
wait.
start guessing.
Yeah.
You
No,
only
I
have
don't
2
think
more
any-
days to
I don't-
guess.
I don't think anybody's going to get it, to be honest.
Whoa. So it's kind of like an
That's called
outrageous
a challenge.
Okana. It's like an
It's
outrageous
like-
Okana kind of thing where it's like,
No,
where
it's
did
getting
this
it.
come from?
Right.
It's not even necessarily like an obscure Star Trek person. It's just an interesting person that will show up that you'll be like, hey.
Oh, yay.
Gosh. I don't know why, but my brain immediately goes like, oh, Jellica with kids. That'll be great.
Aw.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Is it Chewbacca?
Yeah, you got it. Wow.
I'm pretty good at this.
Crossing the
Yeah,
skies, man.
like like there's a ripple in time space, and then suddenly this blue box appears, and the doctor spills out and is like, along with Doc Brown, and says, "Come with me, Marty. We have to save Kashyyyk."
Marty!
Bowser's McTurbush.
Yes.
Oh my god, massive crossover between all of the fandoms. How did you
gosh.
license all of that?
It's we just did it. We were hoping we would get into trouble. We just did it.
Oh, okay. So
You
just
know,
like
better
do
to
it and
ask
ask for
forgiveness than
forgiveness later.
permission. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got it.
Aaron, did you know that Christopher Lloyd is actually going to be at STLV this year?
Dude, I am so excited. That man
That's
has been so
amazing.
That's so
formative in my
cool.
own like personal aesthetic and also just some of my favorite roles of all time. And
Yeah.
he seems like a truly interesting, fascinating artist who just loves, at this point, just loves appreciating all the people that appreciate his work. So I might be that guy. We'll see.
Do it.
Oh,
Yeah, just do it. That's what it's all
He's such
for,
a
man.
sweetheart. Yeah.
Bruce McMillan says his
Ooh.
guess is Bill Nye.
Ooh.
That's an interesting. Along that line, what about any who else do we have?
Oh, you know what it's gonna
Michio
be?
Dr. Muhammad
Kaku?
Noor.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Dr. Muhammad.
Oh my
Noor,
gosh,
Oh,
that would be
that-
really cool. Like we get Dr. Aaron and Dr. Muhammad Noor all together, and then Bill Nye shows up in the holodeck, and I don't know, has a showdown of some sort with the EMH.
Or Neil
Like-
deGrasse Tyson, because I remember
Ooh.
he said something that kind of stuck with me, which he was saying how he, when he was a kid or later on in science life, whatever, he wanted to pursue science as much as he could so that he could discover time travel and go back and see his dad again. I'm like, that is the.
Aw,
So I don't know
that's so
why I thought of
sweet.
that, because I'm like, okay, well, he'd be a good fit for time travel then.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
I
and-
can't remember who said it to me, but someone told me that if in terms of time travel stories as a narrative device, they are inevitably almost always rooted in as a metaphor for how humans process regret. Because who
Ooh.
among us hasn't
Ooh.
asked that question, if only I could go back, or if only
Yeah.
I could see how my decisions affect, what's to come.
Mm.
And it's
Sure.
sorry, was that too like deep?
No,
and
that's
No, that's
good.
great.
That was like
It's
super
good.
chill.
I mean, Katie nodded off, but the rest of us were down.
You see the eyes just glaze over a little bit.
She's got the
You'll
raspberry
understand in about
sickness.
20 years.
I was just gonna say that's because she's still an infant.
You're just a baby. Enjoy it while you can, sweetie.
Since I know Christopher Lloyd from Cyber Chase and not Back to the Future originally, that tells you all you need to know.
There you go.
Cyber chase.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd is going to reprise a role in this upcoming season, but it's his role from Taxi.
Oh,
No
that's
way!
amazing.
Speaking of which, Carol
Fantastic.
Kane is also going to be at STLV this year,
Oh my
and
god.
I want to see those two together.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
as her
No-
first
Yeah.
Comic-Con?
Yeah, it's her
Yeah.
first convention ever.
Oh, that's gonna be
Another
amazing.
really amazing artist that I might fanboy out around.
Yeah.
1000%.
All right. I know everybody's asking. The poll is neck and neck right now.
Oh.
3 out of the
Ooh.
4 are
Yeah.
What
battling
we
it
got
out.
here? Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, gee. Oh my
Somebody,
gosh.
I know.
somebody got to
look
break
at-
this tie.
Make a spoof
Fridays are
account.
exciting.
Fridays are exciting.
Mhm.
It determines
So-
my grocery list. I love
Hey,
it.
Bob D has a great thing in the chat,
Ooh.
and I think this is a great credit to you, Aaron. Bob D says, "Is Aaron Waltke the only guest that keeps the show from going off the rails?" Yes, he is the one and only, and this is the only way you heard the kittens in line.
Well,
What are
maybe
you
that's
saying,
my
Bob T?
experience with the writer's room, which that's all we do is just go off on tangents. And I have to be the one that's like, hey, actually, we have a job to do.
A what?
You're the guy that brings them back in line, really?
Oh, I take them off the beaten path, and then I'm like, oh, it's been a half hour. We should probably get back.
But seriously, we're super focused tonight.
Mm.
Mhm. It's the
Well,
raspberry.
Aaron, what do you think? What do you hope will be the biggest takeaway from fans after watching season 2?
I think my biggest hope is that people will watch our season and come to just embrace that the Star Trek universe truly is sort of just a giant open sandbox that we can
Mhm.
play in, and our show is certainly one more piece of that. But I think the biggest thing I would like people to kind of take away is like to maybe just to be, I'm trying to think of what I could say without spoiling anything. I hope people come away inspired by what we were able to do with an animated show, and say, wow, there are so many different stories we can tell, and this feels like a seamless part of that continuity. That's what I hope people walk away from having seen the show in this upcoming season. It's because that's I think what I'm most proud of is the fact that we're able to bring in very many disparate narrative threads and elements from across all the TV shows and movies, and kind of click them all together in what formerly was just my head canon and now is going to just be canon.
Nice.
Which is the
Yes.
privilege you
Wow,
get of
that's
being
amazing.
one of the people
Every man's
involved.
dream.
Yeah.
I got it. It's going to be Samuel Beckett of Quantum Leap. Played
he never made the leap home. He could be
Right.
anywhere.
When I tell you
Yeah.
that wrecked me, and I was in college sobbing when I watched that.
Yeah.
The wrinkle
These shows with
there,
Star Trek and made okay.
the wrinkle there is he can't leap outside of his own lifetime unless it's into his grandfather's body, which happened in an episode where he goes back to the Civil War. Sorry, I'm a huge Quantum Leap fan.
That's
Nice.
so cool.
Yes.
But that's because he shares a certain amount of the DNA, so the leaping got confused.
Of course. Yeah, I get. Yeah,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
Okay.
Wow.
So season 3. I don't know if you saw the quote. Oh, sorry, Melissa. Were you going to say something?
Well, nothing pertaining to Star Trek. It was Quantum Leap,
Melissa.
but it was
Yes. Quantum Leap. Scott Bakula.
Dean Stockwell, right? Was
Yeah, Al.
Ow.
Al. Yeah, I just learned that he was a child actor way
Oh.
back when. He started
Yeah.
really young. I was like, holy mackerel.
That doesn't surprise me. He has like that sort of seasoned quality where, you could tell that he just came in and nailed every line. And then he was like, all right, where's the craft services?
Dude, I think the weirdest part though is when they made him sing the alphabet rap in that one episode in the insane asylum. That has to have been one of the most interesting moments in his career.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I did
I hate to do
appreciate
this.
that. I did appreciate that both Dean Stockwell and oh God, I'm blanking on his name. Samuel Beckett.
Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula. Scott Bakula. Both were like, whatever you tell us to do, we'll do it. Like, it almost like a challenge on that show.
That's so
Yeah, sometimes.
Great show, though.
Oh my god.
That's what made
okay.
that show so fun.
So here's the quote that we started off with like an hour ago, and then we just kind of, we chilled, whatever. So
Yeah.
it's from Kevin Hageman, who says, well, it's been a while since we finished season 2. We don't have offices anymore. We're in our own homes right now. I know that everyone in our crew, we had such a delight working on this show. So I look forward to that day when we can make that call. We get a call from Alex Kurtzman, and they're like, Netflix has an appetite for more Prodigy, whether it's an animated film, a sequel, or if it's a 3rd season. But to be able to call up our crew and actors, I know everyone who can would love to come back. Film, also video games got to be possibilities too. I don't know if you guys write for video games, it might be kind of a different thing.
There is
but
a Prodigy video game right now, already out.
Nintendo Switch,
Wow.
right?
That's
And
true.
several platforms, if I recall.
That's so open to everything. Video games, comic books, but movie, huh? Have you guys internally, discussed how fun it would be to write a movie?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's, you can find articles from like 2019 where Brian Robbins and the folks at Nickelodeon and CBS, I think before our show had even come out, just hinted that was a possibility. So that got our wheels spinning as far as like what a feature could be. So I have like a note on my phone's notepad. I have a whole docket that's about 7 pages long of just Star Trek Prodigy ideas.
Mhm.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Nice.
That's so cool. I want to read this.
I think it. Oh, I think it's just called Prodigy Ideas. What is it?
Okay.
There it is.
Two
Here we
dudes
go.
hack into Aaron Waltke's
Yeah,
phone.
find his phone
Yeah,
at
You
STLV.
can- here's how long my Prodigy season 3 ideas list is.
Oh my
It just goes and
god.
goes and goes.
Oh, yes, please.
That's fun.
Did you guys hear that sound? It was 45 nerds taking screenshots like, at rapid fire rate.
Yeah. You know who's going to be all over that is probably Jorg, who will analyze shot by shot by shot,
Yes.
frame by frame, detailed analysis of every letter.
Well, it's a buried Easter egg here at the tail end of this broadcast. Like if they stayed to the end,
There you
that's the
go.
reward.
That's the reward.
He'll tweet out Zach Dorn in second Prodigy movie 2027.
Bring it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. We can only hope that
Mhm.
I mean the fan base seems so primed and ready. We're going to watch season 2 rabidly, watch it over and over and over again, tweet like it like crazy, let Netflix know the demand is there. I really do hope that something does come out of it and Netflix says, okay, you can have a season 3 or a movie or whatever. Just yeah.
Well, what
If
I'm most
it's-
proud of is like the people who have seen season 2 with the screeners or what have you. All of them seem to be tweeting ambiguously now, saying that it's a wonderful season of Star Trek, which is a huge relief to me because I'm excited about it because I made it. You know,
Of course.
I was like one of the people that made it, so like of course I'm excited about it. But it's nice to know that I think the passion of our entire team of writers and crew comes across, and other people are able to pick up what we were throwing down and saying, "Wow, this is some great Star Trek." So
Absolutely.
my hope is that like I've always been of the belief that quality will out, and if people really feel that way, that it's a great piece of Star Trek. That will give it a life unto itself that's beyond just the hashtags. It becomes an organic word of mouth of like, you need to see this, so check it out. And that's why I personally keep the faith. I think that I think it has a bright future in some form because we all love the show. It seems like other people who are discovering it or rediscovering it love the show. So, the sky's the limit.
It's always
if
funny.
you do get sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I was just gonna say, if you get a movie, you have to do what they did with Toy Story and make bloopers at the end credits.
Oh,
Just have them like bloopering around the
Funny.
ship.
That's funny.
We've
That's
joked about
fun.
that, but they're extraordinarily expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
but like every second of animation is like tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So like,
Stick
on a movie
figures?
budget, they can do that. But on a TV budget, maybe they could do like animatics and release them on the DVD or something, which I would
Yeah.
love to do. But
That would be cool.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, sorry, Ryan.
No,
We're
please,
just cutting
please.
you off left and right. Is it okay?
Yeah, please.
Is there any word yet of physical media for season 2? Like season 1, we got 2 Blu-rays and some extras on each disc. Is that possibly going to happen for season 2? But do we have any inclination of how that's going to go?
I don't think anything has been announced officially yet, but what I can say is that CBS Studios retains those rights. So, I think just to give you a sense, there is a window of where it has to be on like the network before the DVDs would come out.
Sure.
I think last time it was maybe like 5 or 6 months or something like that. So just all I can say is stay tuned, but
okay.
there is a reason for hope, to quote Zero.
Aw.
Yay.
Love that.
A New Hope.
Well,
Oh,
you know what? A whole new generation is watching Prodigy as their Star Trek. That is a new hope.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
And one thing too, people are always complaining like, hey, I know Star Trek fans don't usually do that, but they say, hey, Star Trek should have more episodes. How come Strange New Worlds only has 10 episodes? Why doesn't Star Trek? And Prodigy's like, hey, hello, we're literally
Guess
right
what?
here. We do
20.
20. Yeah, enjoy that.
That's my favorite comment to whenever I see people like, wait,
Yeah.
this is 20 episodes? And I'm
Yeah.
like, yep, welcome to the
Yes.
party, pal.
Enjoy. So here's something we do just about every week. Melissa Longo prepares us 2 truths and a lie because
Ooh.
she likes to lie.
Yeah,
However,
yeah, it's switched up today a little bit.
today
Up.
she's created 2 lies and a truth because lying is so
Ooh.
much fun, she says. Okay. So Aaron, you may know
You're
the
gonna
answer to
knock
these.
this out of the park.
Should
have
I
a
can I
feeling.
play or should I
Absolutely.
At least wait
Play
until
with
we've
us.
guessed because you probably will
Okay.
know all of these, right?
All right.
I
Probably.
think, I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, so here it is. Number 1. Wait, which episode? Oh, Supernova Part 2. So this is
So it's the
specific
finale,
to episode 20. Yeah, finale.
Yes.
which I just watched last night and cried again after watching the finale. It's so good. So yes.
Okay,
Okay, I do know the answer to this one, but
me too. I already got this one, I think.
Yeah.
The episode was written by Aaron McNamara. It was directed by Ben Ebon. First aired 30 December 2022. It was either 29 or 30. I do remember that for sure. It was at the very end. They snuck it in right at the end there. Aaron McNamara, you just mentioned she did episode 19 with you, so I don't know if she did the second one. I don't remember. I think maybe the Hagemans did that one. Benny Bond, I'm going to say the one truth is C, but what do you guys think?
I feel like it should be C. Just because it seems like we ended the year with it.
I
I
are all answers in, or should I reveal
Let's
what
give
I
it
think?
5 seconds for the live chat.
Okay.
See what they say. They're saying C. They're going C as well.
Okay.
I think it's A, isn't it?
I believe the answer is B.
What?
Oh wow,
What?
we really messed up if it
Wait a
is.
minute, what?
Yeah, it was
really?
directed. The truth, right? It was directed by
As
Benny
the
Ball.
truth. Oh, okay, yeah, that.
Melissa
I was
Longo, is that
detecting the
correct?
lies.
That is correct. Well, and Aaron kind of spoiled it a little bit earlier when he said Aaron McNamara wrote Supernova Part 1.
Help me.
And then yes, it first aired on December 29th, not December 30th. So
See, I knew it was either 29 or 30.
That's a tricksy hobbit right there.
Yeah.
yes.
How this goes.
Tricksy little hobbit. Okay, number 2.
Sorry,
Number 2.
I can't not do my Gollum voice.
You're allowed. It's fun. It's fun as hell. Quotes from Jankum Pog. Jankum Pog's not just an engineer. He's a miracle worker. I do remember this quote. I'm trying to remember, but hang on. B, only Murph can survive a supernova warp breach. C, why is Janeway not the right size? That's not her hologram.
Oh.
Okay, this one's a little tricky. What is the technicality here?
I feel like I remember this, but I don't think he said this after. That would be.
See,
that
I think he did.
Okay.
Was it in Supernova?
Yeah, I'm thinking the lie is B potentially.
Well, there's
No,
two.
Well,
it's
there's
one
two
lie.
lies.
Oh wait,
Char.
he
Two
did-
lies and a
yeah, you
truth.
think
I
I would
know.
know? You would think I would know.
I was tricky this week.
Yeah, you're very
Oh.
tricky because I'm thinking C. There's something to detect there, but what is it?
I I know the answer, so let me know when I can do the countdown.
Do it. Help us.
Do it.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer, I believe, is A. That is the truthful
Okay.
quote.
And Aaron is correct.
Wow.
Excellent.
He said, not even Murph can survive a supernova warp breach. And then he asks, why is Janeway tiny? That's not her hologram.
Yes. Okay.
See how
Very
tricky she
tiny.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is Janeway
This is
tiny?
why we
Small
hate
changes.
Melissa.
Oh.
Yes.
Number 3. The escape shuttle that saves the Protostar crew is numbered as 47, has seat belts, or C, doesn't have navigation. I mean, 47 would be cool. And it's definitely something you guys would do. But did you this time? Has seat belts?
I think it's B. They did not have seatbelts.
It's
Char.
two lies.
It's a two truth.
You're looking for the
What?
You're looking for the
Oh.
one truth.
God damn it. Why am I screwing
Char,
this up?
Are you the person during the game
Friday.
night that just doesn't get the rules of the game? Because I'm that guy.
Sometimes that vodka.
Sometimes.
And it's
Yeah,
so
you
much
know,
fun.
Game night is subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so what's the one truth? The one truth.
I think it should have seatbelts. Good influence for the kids.
I think it's B as well. Ooh, Aaron stumped on this one.
This one, I honestly, I remember the sequence that it's from, but it was just like a bunch of stuff that we rattled off. So I kind of,
Ooh.
I think it might be A, but I could be wrong.
Oh, this is exciting.
This is
Melissa
so
has a
exciting.
smile. A little smirk.
What do you think, Melissa?
The truth is C.
Wait,
whoa.
The truth is C. Yeah. So
Really?
the number on the shuttle that they were in is number 6. And it doesn't have seatbelts.
I tricked myself because I was like, yeah, it doesn't have navigation.
See?
I got screwed up where I was like, well, that's true. It didn't have navigation.
It
Not
didn't have
just me.
navigation. Yeah.
See,
This game is hard.
life is complicated. All right, so it was C was the truth. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't have navigation, which is but had hologram Janeway had full faith that they will find their way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Aw,
Yes.
did.
Good, yeah. The fourth and final one. Number 4. The trial of the Protostar crew. A. Oh boy, this one's long. The Starfleet Tribunal, the kids of the Protostar face, is made up of 4 species: Vulcan, Andorian, Tellarite, and human. Well, that would be the 4 forming members of the Federation, so that's something. B. There are 3 Orions in the audience watching the trial. By the way, plural, like a group of Orions, you know, like you have a murder of crows, a group of Orions is an onion. It's weird. It's kind of like, because they look, it's an onion of Orions is the group.
I just assumed it was a belt.
Okay.
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 For the writer.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Brilliant.
C. Janeway defends Dahl's augmentations by stating, quote, the Federation is made up of over 150 member species. Dahl's DNA includes 26 of those. So I ask you, is there a better living embodiment of what our alliance represents? Okay. 26 feels right.
Trying to remember if that's the number.
Yeah.
I felt like I'm also getting 19, but I think 26 feels right. 150 is a thing.
Yeah.
I
I
think there would be
think-
more than 150.
I'm going to
C
say the
feels
truth is
correct.
B.
Uh,
Shar
I know the
says
answer.
C.
Yeah, but given my track record, don't take that into too much account.
All right. Are we ready to count down? Does everybody have guesses in?
yeah. I'll put B.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm pretty sure the correct answer, the truthful answer, I'm saying this to myself, so is A.
Oh.
Hmm.
Wait, no, it's a
Okay.
tribunal. It's not. No. It's a tribunal. It's not yeah. So actually, no. I don't know. I realized you
Ooh.
slipped human in there.
Mm.
So, okay. Now I don't like. Can we see it again?
Yeah, let's do it. There it is. Well, also because I think since these are the 4 founding members of the Federation, I
Okay,
feel like
yeah,
Melissa
so
took those 4
I-
as like a trick.
Yeah.
No, but it's a tribunal. There's only 3 of them, and Janeway is the human in that scene. We did that on purpose. We wanted all 4 founding races discussing, but Janeway is the
Oh.
4th. The answer is C. C is an actual line from the show.
Okay,
I
but
believe.
sometimes she changes it by like one thing. It's like
I'm pretty
she's
sure.
very
I'm pretty
tricky.
sure. I'm pretty sure it's 26, but I've also had some Scotch whiskeys at this point.
Yeah.
All right, Melissa.
The truth is C. Yes, because it was the Tellarite, Andorian, and Vulcan as the tribunal, tri 3, and then Janeway is the human, and then there was 4 Orions in the audience, not 3.
See, she's sneaky like that.
She's
Mhm.
tricksy. So we're going to close this out, everybody. I was just about to close out the poll, and right when I did, first and second place literally switched right in front of me.
Whoa.
This is crazy. I'm
Whoa.
telling you, this is nuts.
Wow.
Life is so weird. So we'll leave it open to everybody. If you haven't voted on the poll, vote
Be sure
now.
to vote
Passion
for
fruit,
Get in there.
mango, blackberry, or blueberry. All right. Melissa Longo, where can people find you and your goodies online?
Well, on social media, you can find me at Melissa Longo, Malissa, and at my store, my online store, Walking Art Made by Melissa.com, and then Walking Art Made by Melissa on Patreon, and then also 3 Fat Lobsters on the YouTube.
Hey, I forgot to say also, this week, what do we have this week? Well, I'll tell you on Sunday, this coming Sunday, that's June 30th, at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time on the 7th Rule YouTube channel, we have our first segment review of Star Trek The Next Generation, Best of Both Worlds, Part 2. Elizabeth Dennehy is joining us again. That is Shelby. Everybody knows and loves her. She was with us for Part 1. She's with us for Part 2. Lieutenant Commander Shelby at the time. Actually, she was Commander Shelby at that point. So check it out. That's this Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Then on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the 7th Rule YouTube channel, we have the naughtiest episode title of all, Menage a Troy, that we are reviewing, the full episode. So enjoy that. That's what I have to say about that. Then on Tuesday, first of all, Shar, what's going on Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Ooh.
Well, that is where Mission Log Prodigies Season 2, Episode 1 coverage drops, baby.
Nice. And then at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time, come right back to this channel, the Virtual TrekCon channel for the main viewer. We'll be talking about all of the Star Trek and sci-fi news of the week. It's nuts. It's a lot of fun. Oh, by the way, this weekend, tomorrow, Lambda Quadrant, they're doing their show, right? Like 4, 5, 6 hours of live Star Trek goodness. Check them out at Lambda Quadrant. Super easy. Kind of a weird name, though, Lambda Quadrant, but good luck finding it. LAMDA Quadrant. All right. What about you, Katie? Where can people find you online?
Well, you can find me at weather_Katie on all the social medias because apparently no one else named Katie decided to steal that one before me. And then on YouTube, I am so many random fandoms.
What about you, Shar? Oh, you got soaps.
I sure
That's
do.
right.
Yeah, dude, you
Yes.
all have kept me busy because I put a little thing up where I have a bundle of all of the Prodigy inspired soaps because we're all psyched for season 2. So if you want to clean boldly, I have one full bundle left. And then after that, the full crew, I'll have to get my you-know-what together and make more soap while I'm also covering Prodigy for Mission Log. And I will maybe do smaller bundles in the future, but I have that one big one left right there. You can be yours.
And Ryan's going to buy it right now live on the stream.
All
And then I'll
right.
ship it tomorrow.
How
But
do
there
I
you go. You
do
can
it?
get everybody. Dal, Gwyn, Jankum, Zero, Janeway's Coffee, Nebula, Murph,
Hi.
Rock Talk. They are all there. And I very intentionally tried to do this.
Oh, there it is.
Ah,
Is this how I do it?
Well, yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I can't let you guys see my credit card information.
Yeah, just type in your credit card info.
Yeah, the CVV is
Security
zip code.
Let's see.
Yeah, I bought
That's funny.
I bought one right away, and I was able to make sure that
You
Char's
did.
store worked properly.
Yeah, you guys,
Yay.
Aaron is a very awesome dude, not just because he loves Prodigy and is an amazing showrunner, but he's also just a very nice person. Let me know that
Yep.
there was an issue with the bundle app that I was using and help me fix it in time so that a lot of people did not complain like, I can't do it. What's going on? Hopefully I avoided a lot of that because of Aaron, and I got it fixed and
awesome.
made a workaround. And so thank you so much for being my hero yesterday.
Hey, my pleasure. Mostly I
Appreciate
was just
that.
like, wait, I can't buy the bundle. Why can't I buy the bundle?
Yeah, and it was that stupid bundle app of all things. It just didn't work right. And I'm very disappointed in Shopify about that. Like, they're going to hear about it.
Aw.
Well, you went into the root code and you hacked the planet and accessed the mainframe, and you made it work.
Yeah, I had to like go to the secondary systems and use the pattern enhancers, and it was a whole thing.
You opened up the hacking program that had all the floating cubes, and then you went in and pulled out one.
And I was there
cube
for
and
5
highlighted it.
hours. Just wow. So
And
like
then
at
it
2 in the
said,
morning, I
"Downloading
finally
internet."
came to.
Beep, 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 beep.
Right. And then I tell Aaron, hey, guess what? I finally got it. And then it's fine.
Well, the fact that you've almost sold out seems like it worked well.
Yeah,
I did it. I bought it.
Yeah.
Yay!
You did? Hey. Oh, there it is.
Wow.
It's gone, you guys. It's gone. It's Ryan.
Sorry. Now people are actually mad at me.
Amazing.
They're like 5 people in the live chat that were gonna get it. Now I'm like, oh,
Hey,
Hey,
look,
they
look,
told me
like
it's
it-
hard.
Well,
Sorry.
that's
in
okay.
the-
You know what? That's incentive to
book-
do smaller bundles, like trios of soaps that I do
Sure.
have left. And then I will get on it to make more soaps that I've now run out of so that I have some in
Mhm.
time for Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, when you're printing a book, for instance, you want to sell out of the first run because then they'll make another order of it, and it's a sign that it's a popular item. So that's great.
Exactly. Exactly.
Aaron, where can
Besides,
people
Murph is the
find you
official
online?
image, so.
By the way, at GoodAaron on Twitter.com.
Yes, you could. I'm pretty much on every social media platform that I'm aware of, as at GoodAaron, GoodAaron. You can follow me to follow my work. I also try to boost all things about the shows I'm working on, especially right now, Star Trek Prodigy. I also suggest you follow, anybody else involved with the show. If you search for Star Trek Prodigy, you can find all of their writers. And then I'll probably do like a tweet thread of the writers room on the day that the show launches.
Nice.
Or the season launches. That's usually
Cool.
something I like to do, to just kind of give a shout out to
Yes.
everybody who worked on that season. And I'll give all their handles if they do exist. And then follow at Trek Prodigy Room. That's at symbol Trek Prodigy Room. And that's the Star Trek Prodigy Writers Room. That's another great resource for all social media relating to the show. I think they also retweet a lot of cool fan art. So if you make your own Star Trek Prodigy fan art, you'll probably get a nice little retweet to the greater Star Trek community.
Excellent. And everybody, you can find me online on twitter.com at RyanTGHusk. Once again, that's at RyanTGHusk, or just Falling Tower, Virtual Trekon, or the Seventh Rule on your favorite social media, but especially right here on Threads.
Whoa.
That's where it's at, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Live Logs Improper.
And thanks to Dave, Mark, Just Rosie, Melanie, Glenn, Athena, the Matt, Kathy, Fran, and so on. As Aaron said, live logs and proper. Oh, wait, we got to close out the
I was
poll.
wondering
That's
about
it.
that.
Close out the poll, yeah.
That's it. We do have a winner, it looks like, just barely. And it is
Ooh.
mango
Whoa,
by 1%
1%.
over passion
Wow.
fruit.
That was a squeaker. That was like a photo finish.
Wow.
I
your
feel like
vote does
blueberry
count.
and blackberry might have cannibalized each other a little bit. And then mango prospered.
It's on the shopping list.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thanks very
Oh.
much, everybody. And Aaron,
Wait.
this has been so cool. We really appreciate you.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Always so much fun.
My pleasure. I would say just with the mango, just be careful with the skin because some people have a mango allergy and they don't know it until they eat
Oh.
mango.
Oh,
So
of
just
course.
be
Of
aware.
course.
Yeah.
If anyone's gonna have it, it'd probably be me. But yeah, it's
Just
good
if, your-
viewing.
if your lips
Find
if your
out.
lips feel itchy, maybe just stop eating it and have a Benadryl.
Live
Okay.
on YouTube. Thanks, guys. We will see you soon.
All right.
And
bye.
by the way, have a chill weekend, everybody. You've earned it.
And make sure you Netflix and chill on Monday.
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.